Hey y'all, so January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I have been working on journaling a word each day to just describe or sum up that thing that I am growing through. So on the first, it was self advocacy. The second, it was persistence. And today, which is the third day, was order. So on the first day, self advocacy, I was in a situation where I had to advocate for myself. Generally, when we hear advocacy, it is around us taking up for other people or giving voice to people who we feel haven't had a voice. And we feel the need to be that voice for them. But then there also comes some times where we have to be the voice for ourselves. And that was one of the days that I had to voice myself or for myself. I had to voice for myself. And I can get into a whole story about it, but maybe at a later time. The point is, someone was attempting to violate my boundaries. And as much as I did not care to confront this person, because this has been an ongoing thing for years, I finally, at this point, was just like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. No, you can't come over here because I don't want to talk to you. You're not welcome in my house. And that's just it. And I hope you have a good rest of your year. And just leaving it very simple, not over explaining myself, realizing that I've already had this conversation or these conversations with this person. I've already done whatever I could do and everything that I can do to make it very clear on my boundaries, what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. And I didn't feel a need to explain myself anymore. Now, granted, oddly, every time I have to advocate for myself, I'm actually nervous. I know that I have to do it, but I still do it, but I'm shaking a little bit because I'm not very confrontational. I really don't want to have to tell you about yourself. I'd rather you just get it, understand it, and move along. I don't really want to be the person have to break it to you to tell you leave me the fuck alone. So that's one. The second day was persistence. And I had came across this quote, so to speak, and gosh, the president who said it is escaping me. I don't know why I want to say Calvin Coolidge. But if you ever seen the movie The Founder, which is about Ray Kroc, when he takes over McDonald's and basically turns it into what we know McDonald's to be today. And it's an amazing, amazing, amazing movie. But it really brought up this essence of persistence. And I was reflecting on my journey through birth work. And I was really thinking about, well, how persistent have I been when it comes to birth work? And initially, I was like, oh, well, I really haven't been that persistent around it. This is a passion of mine that I've had for some time, but I can't say I've been persistent about it. I can't say that I've been persistent about it. But then when I really, really started to think back in the history, I was like, no, actually, I've been very fucking persistent about birth. I've been pretty persistent about birth. If we understand what persistence means, it means to keep going despite obstacles, despite setbacks, despite rejection, despite people not believing in you, despite people not seeing your vision. It means that you still keep going anyway. And I have done that for the last 21 years, actually, when it comes to birth, because I've had so many delays, so many redirections, just so many things happen. And at so many different times, just wanting to quit, just being like, I'm not doing this. Maybe this is not for me. But it always comes back full circle to me, which is fine. And it just really reminded me no, if there's nothing else that I've been persistent in this life with, it has been birth, and I'm going to win at the thing it is that I came on this earth to do. The third thing, which was today, that word for me was order. So it's the new year, and I know, a lot of people, they go on this deep cleaning spree around that time. For me, my house is actually generally pretty clean. But what it meant for me today was I started to rearrange my room and put things into order, put things in their proper place. And the way that it shifted the energy in my room was so amazing. It was like when I walked back into my room, it felt like a hotel room. It was just so, just so light, and it just felt right. Like it just felt like everything really was where it was supposed to be. It looked bigger, it looked brighter, and it spoke to me in a different way around what it means to have order in your life. And if I can put everything in my life in order, then my life would be lighter and brighter and just look like it has so much more room in it. So I have made it a point for me to be consistent at identifying the themes that are coming out for me every single day throughout this year, just so that I can follow my progress, just so that I can reflect back on those things that I've learned throughout the year. So 1, self-advocacy. Speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Persistence. If it's something that's important to you and true to you, do not give up on it. It doesn't matter what has happened. It doesn't matter who doesn't believe. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, because the vision is just between you and God. And so it don't have anything to do with anybody else. So you don't need anybody else's permission to do what's in alignment with you. And 3, getting yourself in order, because order really breeds brilliance. It breeds space. It breeds light. It breeds greatness. Having everything in order just brightens up and lightens up your life. I will be back as these days progress. I'm going to check in day to day to say, this is what I've learned, or this is my lesson of the day.